Hi, this is Gary Kelly. I am running the Real Talk podcast. At least that's what it says on my board. And I'm joined today by the loan officer extraordinaire from Fairway Always Independent Mortgage, Brad Avergon.
Hey, Gary,
Brad,
how are you?
welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gary.
So, Brad, we talked in an earlier show about how you get paid, and you get paid when a mortgage closes.
Correct.
And you can put a lot of work into helping someone get to the mortgage closing point, and then the individual will change horses and close with someone else at the last second. And you don't get paid. I know you well enough personally that I know it frustrates you. At the same time, how do you keep someone's attention and loyalty through the process? Because as a slimeball real estate agent, I'll use that today. If I need to put an offer in on a house this afternoon and we can't reach Brad Avergon, and I will tell everyone that's listening, Brad Avergon is perhaps the most accessible loan officer I know.
Thank you.
It speaks to him not having a life. No, he answers his phone, okay? And he responds and makes things happen. So this is not about Brad. But there are other cases where I can say, listen, if you go to Rocket Mortgage, you can get someone from Detroit who you've never met before and who's not going to spend time with you and who's not going to put together a get well program for your credit, but they'll give you a pre-approval. Okay, which is effective in my mind for getting the offer in. But I'd rather see someone, and I realize that I'm screwing over Rocket Mortgage by doing this. I'd rather see someone go with a local loan officer that they can go in, pound their fists on the table, whatever, and have that conversation. So, Brad, with that setup, which has a certain amount of my passion in it, what do you tell people to do?
So when I talk to clients that are interviewing a number of different mortgage companies before they decide who they want to do, a pre-approval with, first of all, I respect it. If they're looking at different things, I respect that they want to do their research. But what I think separates me from ABC Online Mortgage Company or any other, maybe even a bank, is number one is accessibility. I am accessible nights and weekends to my clients. I tell my clients, listen, I don't want you sitting up, on a Saturday night saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm worried about this. What's happening? I don't know." My goal is to kind of act as your Sherpa throughout the whole process, to guide you, to take you by the hand and guide you through the whole process and beyond. I often get calls from my clients after the closing. What's this, Brad? What's this? I just got this in the mail. Is this legit? Is it fraud? Is it something? You're not going to get that from an online company, and you may not get it from your bank either. I put my heart and soul into what I do because I believe I'm doing something that's of great value to my clients and to help them. And I want to do the right thing. I want them to be successful. One is because it's how I've lived my life. I mean, I've been doing this for well over 30 years and I'm proud of the work that I do. But on top of that, it if you look at this and you say this is the largest purchase a person's going to make. It's the most stressful thing that they're going to go through as far as a financial purchase. If I can make that easier for them, number one, it's going to their whole experience is going to be better. But number two, my goal is to turn them into what I call a raving fan, right? I want them to be telling their friends from a personal business standpoint. I need them to have a really positive experience. So I try to knock it out of the park. Those online companies, they don't rely on that. The banks don't rely on that. I know because I worked for a bank at one point and people would come in and go, okay, I have my deposits here. I'm going to take your money. I want to take some of my money out of the vault and lend it to me as a mortgage. It's a different mindset. For me, it's all about being there for my clients, making it a knock it out of the park experience for them and having them be happy and being able to, tell their friends and family about it.
I bank with a bank that is a that's too big to fail. And yesterday I went to the bank to take out some money. It was Monday yesterday. I needed $100. I don't care, whatever it was. And I was not able to. Actually, I take that back. I wasn't trying to get money out. I was trying to pay a vendor. Okay, $50 to my insurance company for my broker insurance, my bond. And the too big to fail bank said, sorry, our systems are down. You can't do this now. Okay, so I go back half an hour later, try again. I then take a picture of it and put it up on Facebook with my friends. And one of my friends says, yeah, one of the people that works here just tried to get some money out of that same bank and they weren't able to do so. I mean, I know that bank. I contracted at that bank as an IT consultant. I know they have redundant systems. This is freaking insane. And at the same time, I've done mortgages with them where it's a similar kind of no one's home. I hate that. You're gonna say, well, Gary, you're being temperamental. No, I'm trying to do the best thing for my client. And if they can't reach the company or the company can't process the information, it doesn't reflect well on their process, my buyer's process, and it certainly doesn't reflect well on us. So it really, I find it annoying.
Gary, I think it's interesting. We kind of live in a society now where, unfortunately, it's come to the point where a lot of people pass the buck. It's like, well, that was some other department's fault, and that's some other department was supposed to take care of that, and or I've got to go into voicemail hell, and I can't get a human being on the phone when I have a problem. Part of the work that I do is, I'm the guy, right? So if there's a problem, if there's a question, I'm the guy you're going to call. You don't have to call the closer.
Brad, just for a second, how many people work in Fairway?
Oh gosh, I don't know, thousands. I mean, we've
Yeah,
got.
no, but that's my point. Is Fairway Independent Mortgage is not a mom and pop shop.
No, not at all. No, we're a national lender, and we have thousands and thousands of people and branches across the country. So yeah, I don't want you to think like it's Brad's mortgage company. I'm cutting the check here. That's
Right.
not the case. But my point is that for my client, again, this is a big deal, right? Who can I call? Who can I talk to? I have a question. I got a problem. Who can I talk to? You talk to Brad. I'm the guy. I'm that guy. I will then work it on my end and find out what's going on or whatever. I've got a team of people that support me. I know who to call. I know how to get problems resolved. And that has value in it.
So, Brad, what else do you want to cover in today's show where we talk about how too big to fail is not a good thing?
Here's what I would have people, I'm just going to mention one thing. Here's what I would have people consider. Listen, I know there are a lot of choices for folks to get mortgages that are out there, and whatever you're comfortable with, you're comfortable with. But my advice would be, when you commit to a loan officer that's going to do a pre-approval for you, they don't get paid until that loan closes. So if you're comfortable with that loan officer and you feel you can build a relationship with that loan officer, stay with that loan officer. Don't go with them for the pre-approval and then go shopping around afterwards. Commit to that and know that they're doing the right thing and doing the best they can for you. That's my take.
All right. Well, Brad, I want to thank you for coming on and participating in this little fun show today. Thanks for your thoughts, and look forward to chatting with you again.
Thanks, Gary.